Our next speaker, whom I'm very thrilled to introduce, is Dr. Noha Ahmed Al-Harthi, who is the technology lead in the technology and digital sector of NEOM. In her role, Dr. Al-Harthi is leading NEOM's initiatives on emerging technologies such as advanced robotics and human-machine interfaces. She holds a Ph.D. and a master's degree in computer science and electrical engineering from King Abdullah University of Science and Technology, KAUST. Dr. Al-Harthi is the first researcher from the Middle East to win the prestigious Gauss Award for the year 2020 for her original research that best advances high-performance computing, and has published many research papers in the field of high-performance computing and supercomputers in reputed international conferences and journals. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Noha for her talk on data science and robotics, the role and challenges.
Hello, I'm Dr. Noha Ahmed Al-Harthi, the Technology Lead of Tech and Digital Sector at NEOM. It's my great pleasure and honor to be with you today as a keynote speaker at the Stanford Women in Data Science event that is supported by KFUBM. What's a great initiative? And nothing excites me more than this, where such an event can increase the interest and promote participation of women in data and technology. So let me start by sharing the presentation. Well, since currently my role in NEOM is to lead NEOM's initiatives on emerging technologies such as advanced robotics, and since the theme for today's event is data science, and since the theme for this year for the International Women's Day is Choose to Challenge, the topic that I will be presenting today is data science and robotics, the role and challenges. Well, on a daily basis, businesses generate an astronomical amount of data. And here we're talking about a huge amount of data. And as everybody knows, and it goes without saying, that today, data is the most valuable asset. And it has recently been reported by a big decision survey that 92% of businesses worldwide are already data-driven, which means that most of the companies and businesses today are seeking new and different ways to gather and to generate value from data. However, as we know that analyzing big data is totally not a simple task, and of course, it can't be done manually. Therefore, more and more companies today are leveraging data science technologies to streamline their operations, to improve their organizational structure, and most importantly, to drive innovation and promote change. And as I believe most who are attending the conference today, they are aware that the essence of data science is to dive into a massive data sets to extract meaningful and insightful information. And the insights that data scientists can obtain from a large volume of the data sets, I see it more as a secret sauce that can rapidly transform everything around us. So big data and data science are set to bring in a digital revolution with the groundbreaking technologies like AI, machine learning, and deep learning. And you will find that the union of the data science, AI, machine learning, and deep learning can actually make wonders. Well, there are lots of confusion around data science. Is it part of AI? Is it part of machine learning? Or is it entirely a different discipline? Well, all of these fields, AI, machine learning, deep learning, and data science, are intrinsically related or linked to one another. So as we know that AI is a broad umbrella that includes a wide range of applications, starting from the simplest, which is the text analysis, to the hardest, which is the robotics. And machine learning, it's a subset of AI, and it focuses more on training machines to learn and to perform a specific task while at the same time improving performance through experience, or which I like to call it learn from behavior patterns. And data science, as we know, and as I've just mentioned, is about extracting valuable insights from large data sets through different disciplines like mathematics, statistics, visualization, and data engineering. So the question now, how all of these fields are related to one another? You will find that, and it has been clearly demonstrated that AI, machine learning, and even deep learning, they can only have this strong power because they are backed by data science. To explain more, we know that AI is about creating and building intelligent and smart machines, which of course means that it can't be achieved without machine learning. And while machine learning is about using these algorithms to train machine to learn from behavior patterns, it means that it can't be function without analytics, which in turn cannot be function without data infrastructure. So yes, all of these are linked or related to one another. So now for the main question for today's talk, how data science is applied to robotics. Well, robotics technologies have improved the quality of life, and this has been clearly demonstrated, especially during the last year, where these smart robots have changed and transformed major areas like medicine, health, manufacturing, security, industry, and even entertainment. For NEOM, one of the main ambitions is to create and build the world's first truly digitally sustainable cognitive cities and leveraging emerging technologies such as advanced robotics and human-machine interfaces. And we strongly believe that robotics will be the driving force behind innovation to all of NEOM sectors, because advancement in modern technology has opened up the door for robotics. Scientists have been working really hard to build robots that look like a human and move like a human. And as we can see that robots are getting smarter and smarter and more complex. But the question is, can a robot go beyond mere resemblance and think like a human and make its own decisions? Well, we believe that could be achieved with real-time capabilities. In NEOM, we're planning to build and create the most advanced and intelligent robots. And we believe that could be achieved by getting the best talents in AI, data science, and machine learning, as well to build the world's first real-time AI cognitive platform. Well, that's more about future challenges. For the current one, two major challenges data scientists have encountered when applying data science to robotics. The first one is how to predict every action of a robot. Well, it might sound intuitive just to say, well, we can program every move a robot is going to make. This is really challenging, and totally it's not a practical solution. Even if it's possible, when there's a new functionality, when there's a new movement, do we really need to reprogram the robot? Well, it's just a tedious process. So the question now, can we program without predicting all the moves a robot is going to make? Well, this is the first challenge. The second challenge is how to reduce the computational complexity in real-time vision tasks. So scientists have been working really hard to equip these robots with the real-time vision. So unlike us, where we actually use our senses to perceive the environment around us, robots can only visualize the world in a series of zeros and ones. Which means that for these robots to accomplish real-time vision tasks, they would need a fresh set of zeros and ones every time a new trend emerges. For example, in a task where a robot has to capture the movements of a human hand, every position change of a hand of a human, it introduces a different and a new set of zeros and ones, which leads to high computational complexity. Well, AI and machine learning experts are working in concert with data science to discover new ways to analyze, visualize, and to harness the collective power of data of the machine learning techniques and the autonomous systems to address these major challenges and to enable machines to perceive dynamically in real time the environment and drive inferences. Well, another topic that is related to robotics is robotic process automation, or as we know, RPA. These RPAs are software that can be easily programmed to do basic tasks across applications. And these are mainly designed and programmed to reduce the burden of repetitive and simple tasks on employees. And today, RPA is being used by companies not only to automate these repetitive processes, but also to shift through huge volumes of data to identify relevant or related information for users. However, the problem is that the mainstream RPA today still mostly cover the simple task and not the processes. Well, there's nothing wrong with the simplicity that gets the job done or that brings saving without massive development costs. But that's absolutely where the first opportunity of RPA lie for many companies. But the question now is, what is next? In real time, processes have this kind of judgment-based decision points that they deal with unstructured data, where they have exceptions and they evolve. So these complexity are the weaknesses of RPA. Well, this is because RPA are mostly considered to be as a rule-based software robots, which means that they need to get manual instruction from developers. Whereas for machine learning programs, they can learn to become smarter version of themselves. Well, many RPA providers now have been infusing machine learning modules to their tools, so that customers can have what you can call it like a taste of smart automation. This is, of course, a great approach for clients who just want to roll out smart RPA bots without having to invest heavily in their data science capabilities. However, the common case and the problem here is that these modules usually come as a black boxes, which means that clients have minimal degree of customization and they have to rely heavily on the provider, which means that in long term or in the long run, this might lead to increases in costs and loss of control. Well, organization can train their employees who are familiar with the standardized processes to become RPA developers. But the problem is that it will be challenging, as I believe, for those people to debug and to build custom smart modules from scratch for such kind of predictive tasks. So, which means that companies would need a data scientist for this kind of tasks. The good news that with the current and great exponential evolution of robotics and technology, the data science field will be brimming with such great and exciting opportunities and challenges. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me through LinkedIn. Thank you.